My problem now is I need back my corn. I need corn. When we put the huckleberry in that place, it was marvelous. Everybody wanted to eat that particular huckleberry because it was fertilizer free.
Water be important for we because water na life.
As they plant this bacteria, for I start feed my cow, then for them, they grow fast, grows fast, then I get enough milk.
No one law can address problems that are occurring in different communities. Communities have specificities, and only the people living in those communities can actually know how to go about things.
If you even go to most of these law offices, you discover there that they don't have farmer-grazer matters again.
This project has been really successful in bringing farmers and grazers together.
Northwest region of Cameroon, a place of stunning beauty and plenty, rolling hills and mountains, abundant food and diverse people. But beneath these riches lies a vast difference that can tear communities apart: the conflict between Fulani herders and local farmers. These disputes have at times been so violent that herds are butchered and human beings wounded, causing tensions and social insecurity in fragile communities.
I can say the farmer-grazer conflict started in the Northwest region with the arrival of the Fulani pastoralists who came in from Nigeria in the early 20th century. And when they arrived, they saw the Northwest region to be a very favorable environment for their grazing activities. First of all, the ecological environment is favorable for grazing. Secondly, the population of the Northwest region was very welcoming, very hospitable to them. And thirdly, the British administration that was administering the Northwest region at that time saw the coming of cattle herders as an opportunity to diversify the economy of the region. So all these factors encouraged the Bororo pastoralists to settle in the Northwest region. When the Bororo pastoralists arrived in the Northwest region, they were not settled in one place. They were more nomadic. So they used to move from place to place. When the conditions around where they are settled is no more favorable, they would move to another area. But now, as pressure on land became more severe, they decided to become more sedimentary. And so they lived with their cattle around the same place for many years, and only went on transhumance during the dry season to look for greener pastures in the valleys and plains of the region. So the farmer-grazer conflicts evolved gradually and became more severe as there was more pressure on land. As the population increased, it's not only the cattle population that increased, but the need for farmland also increased.
Menchung Division had been the hotbed of these conflicts, with over 160,000 people and close to 130,000 cattle. Depending on natural resources such as land and water, conflicts are bound to occur between farmers and graziers. In 1974, government created the Agro-Pastoral Commission headed by the administrative officer to handle this dispute at local level. But the outcome is hardly satisfactory to all parties. The pressure on administrative and traditional authorities to resolve conflicts are enormous and time-consuming.
Yes, concerning farmer-grazer conflict, when I came here on 2013, my office was full of cases concerning conflicts between farmers and grazers.
Going back to the crisis, especially in 2005, where I saw that cattle were conducted from their rugas to the palaces and pounded up. Some were slaughtered to death, which was very bad, which was so bad. comparing now and that the time, this has greatly changed. It's very, very positive now.
The success and change are the result of an initiative of the Mbororo Social and Cultural Development Association, BOSCODA, that voluntarily brings together farmers, graziers, traditional and administrative authorities to promote dialogue between feuding parties. Through its project, In Search of Common Ground, they have rallied farmers and graziers to recognize that sharing limited resources is key to peace in communities.
In Search of Common Ground is a project that is developed on the back of a series of activities to intervene in the area of farmer-grazier conflicts, and the intervention centered around promoting dialogue amongst farmers and graziers. So these activities were developed after community consultations, and during those community consultations that took the various organizations to Donga Matum, to Bokitunja, and to Menchum, the communities actually came out with the need for farmers and graziers to be able to talk, to dialogue and negotiate. And that is how the idea of dialogue platforms came up. Because when the communities came up with those needs, the organizations saw that it was possible to bring the various stakeholders together to talk about how they can access and use these resources in a more harmonious manner. So the activities started around SNV's pastoral livestock strategy. And when SNV finally left the Northwest region, BOSCODA decided to take up these activities and develop the activities into a project which is called the In Search of Common Ground project.
Alhaji Hussaini is a member of the WOM Dialogue Platform. This morning, he is visiting a maize farm that was invaded by a herd of cattle. The owner is distraught and unhappy.
Nothing, not they farm. Really nothing. That means the cow, they don't first enter. They chop them, they go. They come now again, they wipe everything. So nothing, not they, if we even say more manage, the damage don't just overbe. And the only thing that we have to tell owner.
So the cows don't enter, see, now their food in this soup. Now their food in this. They don't enter there. And then they have chop this one. So now their food in this. So all over. Under their food.
Because when I the one talk, I cry, they come for me. Because I don't know where I should start again. Now, the time where they don't already plan pass, if it be the bill, like, they just see the plan corn, I will say, okay, I will say, me, I'd see work, because me, I'd be very anxious to get my corn. And not become workplace, and I say, move, the camp will start Josh. Because truly, if you start for Josh with these people there, you know they ever get any end with them. If the job be, they say, they can't make no market with them. My problem, I say, I need back my corn. I need corn.
This farm, they start now from down that valley, go end for that mango. So as we will measure a 1.5 hectare.
I reported this matter to Dialogue Platform that there is a destruction here, so I came here to see the destruction. Actually, I saw it, that they have destroyed the farm. So now I'm going to put the farmers and the graziers together, counsel them, we discuss with them and see how they can solve this problem. I saw everything. I'll report back to my members. My secretary, who is a farmer, I will invite them, invite the graziers, they invite the farmer too. The discussion will be between the farmer and the grazier. They will discuss themselves and then tell us what they have agreed. Because the decision will come from them, not from us. So we are sure that the decision will work since it's coming from them.
The platform encourages amicable dialogue between the parties involved, thereby avoiding the bottlenecks of the Agro-Pastoral Commission.
It's a simple forum that brings together the different stakeholders in the community that can contribute to resolving farmer-grazier conflicts. Once that forum is created in a given community, they actually set in place their own mechanisms, administrative procedures, and ways of functioning without necessarily attributing the use of resources, financial resources, I mean. And of course, they have a leadership, they have a secretariat that works for them, And once there is a farmer-grazer conflicts problem in the community, it's reported to that committee or that platform for discussion, and they come out with amicable solutions. So this is how they work at the grassroots level. Unlike the Agro-Pastoral Commission that is made up of mostly administrators, even though the tradition is represented, but this is actually people who matter in the community, honest people in the community who can actually contribute to addressing community problems, because it is seen as a community problem rather than a problem that has to be addressed by an outsider. It's just like in a house. If you have a problem in the house, you should need to find a solution within your own household than going out. So that's how they actually operate.
The outcome of such resolutions has yielded other benefits between farmers and graziers, such as alliance farming. Sally Django is the coordinator of MBOSCUDA in the region.
And alliance farming is one of the major cross-cutting activity which enables the farmers and graziers to benefit from the activity of each other. The farmers, sometimes they encroach into grazing land because they need fertile land for their farming. And then the grazers sometimes, they also encroach into farming land because they need very rich pastures which are not found in their main grazing areas, but also post-harvest, produce which they cannot access in the conflict situation. So when they have accepted the concept of, dialogue platforms, to resolve the issues in a more peaceful manner, then, the farmers and grazers now are encouraged to negotiate so that the farmers can make a fence, or in collaboration with the grazer, they can jointly make a fence in the farmlands, and then they can bring cattle there to stay there and put the manure and urea in which the farmers need for their crops. And while the farmers benefit from very good yields, very fertile land that will last for a long time as compared to fertilizer, chemical fertilizer, the grazers themselves will access the very rich pastures in the farmland, but also post-harvest produce that they couldn't have access in the conflict situation. So this is the concept of alliance farming.
Richard Foy is a farmer who got involved in a win-win partnership with the herdsman after years of animosity and tension. Today, he is a happy farmer looking forward not only to a bumpy harvest, but also to the next paddock that will be fertilized by a herd of cattle.
I had a lot of problems here with cows. I struggled with cows and it did not work out until I became a member of the dialogue platform and then learned of Farming Alliance. I contacted one of my neighbors here who used to give me problems, and because of the dialogue platform, he gave in and he started giving me manure here. As you can see, this palm, planted this palm many years ago. It wasn't growing because of the barren nature of the soil. But since cows started coming into this my farm, sleeping here, giving me manure, I discovered that things could grow. That's why you have this palm like this. And around here, cows slept here last February. I'm preparing this land. I've just planted peanuts because I want the manure to decompose so that in August, September, when I harvest the peanuts, I can come in with vegetables.
To farmers, organic manure is worth more than gold. Crops grow naturally are healthier and are bought faster in the market, giving quick turnover. Kibang Augustine has been practicing alliance farming for over 5 years and knows the benefits too well.
I have had a very good yield since he came in. I think that the compost manure I've had from his cattle is even better than what I used to have. I used to spend a lot on fertilizer. A bag of fertilizer here in Womb is 20,000. But when he grazes his cows here, I spend nothing. Just come and plow. I get the services of a tractor, they plow the area, and I do the planting. Get very good yield from my farm.
The herders who partner with farmers to graze their cattle are also happy. They confirm that alliance farming not only curbs conflicts, but offers a unique opportunity for their herd to access fodder that was once out of their reach.
Where corn don't dry, lands take them for corn where they don't dry. If they benefit cow, pass the fresh corn they give sick for cow. And you at the same cow inside in the chop, and they grow healthy, and they born well, at the move make they drink, feed my family day. So na so me na pound they live for.
While over 113 households are currently benefiting from alliance farming partnerships, the farmers and herders agree that the ultimate winners are the environment and the communities at large, because this farming method improves on the soil and fosters intercultural dialogue. But cow dung is not only used on the farm. BOSCODA is supporting the construction of biogas digesters to improve on the living condition of herders and enabling women have more time for other house chores and personal development. Maria Mojalo spends no time searching for wood like before, and she no longer has to sit for hours in kitchen filled with smoke to cook.
They do help even now, so we then have good place. We begin to know the was cold water. When you want come on now for sab you the hot water one time. Even now, cool so begin then don't come by, you know then detect a live fire choke or also. They know this cool so. With the hell who fire. At the hot water give my massa, my begin there. At the hot and give them they pray for hot water.
BOSCODA is expanding portable drinking water in communities, another approach to enhancing dialogue amongst the herders and graziers. The village water management committees are now made up of parties that looked at the other. Today, they come together to discuss water issues, an opportunity to understand each other's strengths and challenges.
The main thing that is also, which is the main cause of the conflict, is water. All of them need water, and accessing and controlling the water sources and the water points is one of the major causes of the conflicts. So what we have done is that we have developed the water spring sources to enable the farmers and grazers get clean and safe water, which is good for their health, but at the same time, is also available both for the farmers and grazers. And we have to also protect the catchment area by fencing, planting trees, introducing beekeepers inside. And now they create a water management committee made of farmers, grazers, and women, so that all of them manage this resource in a more sustainable manner, but also accessing the resource in a more peaceful manner and in a very satisfactory way, clean and safe water for them.
We don't suffer for water plenty, all past from past years. So BOSCODA help we for bring this tank. We get the old catchment tank, but with the supply we right for rainy day. So as BOSCODA help we with this tank now, it don't supply we water very well, and the be we even a place for cows for drink, even put salt and drinking place for cow. So the water help we first time dry season we nobody get enough water, even no water for rain. But since we get this tank, we know to get failure even for dry season for water.
Providing water not only for humans but also for cattle reduces the conflicts that occurs during transhumance, the period when cattle herds are moved to lowlands in search of water and fodder.
Water be important because even we cattle, water be important because we get water now for dry season. Because first time we be even take the cows and now go transformer. But for some now, sometimes we even keep some milking cows.
Today, herders are encouraged to improve their pastures by planting bracharia and Guatemala grass.
I be the ever labor for this cow and for feed them. So now BOSCODA be create dialogue platform committee. From this dialogue platform committee, they ask we say for a group who get place where they feed heavily plan this pasture improvement. I say again my land where they feed heavily plan this pasture improvement. So as I talk so they come look the place, he say correct for plan the pasture improvement. So as they till this place, they bring seed for this bacteria. Them nest and for the grass growing. They bring baboya, gimme. Bring nail, gimme. I contribute or stick them for the fence. I fix the fence. As I fix this fence, so as he said, the grass grow. As the grass grows, so I start feeding my cow them for as he said, the first grass. My cow them be the suffer. They no be the crew them fast. Milk no be there. As land be overtied, so we grass no there. As them plant this bacteria, for I start feeding my cow them for they grow fast, grows fast, then I get enough milk. Cow where it be the move 1 liter milk. Now, when I feed them, for I move like some 4 or 5 liter milk.
With the law of 1974, considered by many to be obsolete, stakeholders accept that the approach being used today by BOSCUDA has effectively reduced violent conflicts of the past.
Yeah, this platform is excellent, it's awesome, because as I told you, we are resting a bit in our office thanks to this platform, because the work of the field is enormous. If the administration, our hierarchy, can at time support them financially to allow them to carry out successfully their work, because it's a work of headache, let me tell you the truth, it's not easy.
If I have to say something to the government, I will tell the government, as I've said, that they should come in and even train the dialogue platform members well. Give them powers to handle these issues. Even open a school to train these people so that other communities, other regions can take from us here. Because actually, we are one with the health people.
My advice and my appeal to the administration to support them in the dialogue platform activities.
The main request that I would make to the government is for the agro-pastoral community to be restructured. When you look at the involvement of the government, it is mainly through the agro-pastoral committee, which was put in place by a decree of 1978. Now that committee doesn't involve all the actors that I think should be involved in the management of farmer-grazier conflicts. And I think that committee needs to be restructured to be more inclusive. And if you want to be specific about this, when you look at that committee and you look at the members, you realize that the grazing committee is not well represented on that committee. In the Northwest region, most of the farmers who are involved in these farmer-grazier conflicts are women. Every time that you look at the farmer-grazier committee, you don't see women actively participating, whereas they are the main actors as far as these conflicts are concerned, because when you hear that cattle have entered farms, those who are touched most of the time are women, but the women are not part of that committee. So we think that committee needs to be restructured. Secondly, at the level of the role of that committee, we think that the committee is mainly working using the approach that we call litigation. So when there are problems, the committee comes in with a law to say that this person is wrong and this other one is right and so on. And that approach usually doesn't really bring lasting peace within the communities. So we think that if this committee has to continue working and bring about lasting peace, the committee must be able to integrate this dialogue process, this negotiation between farmers and graziers, because the farmers and graziers are bound to exist together. And when it is litigation all the time to say that this person is wrong and this one is right, we cannot expect to have lasting.
First, I would like to talk to the communities. They are bound to live together. There is no such thing like outsider, insider or indigenous or whatsoever. Whether you are a grazer or you are a non-labourer whatsoever, you are bound to live together, because these are people who have been living together for donkeys of years. So they are supposed to find a way to live together and respect each other. And then to the power that be, it's an opportunity which is at their disposal to empower the communities through the dialogue platforms to take their responsibilities in resolving problems that are occurring in their communities, because no one law can address problems that are occurring in different communities. Communities have specificities, and only the people living in those communities can actually know how to go about things. So technically, we still have to visit some of our policies that has to do with the land tenure system and how farmer-grazer conflicts are supposed to be addressed in this part of the country and in areas where farmer-grazer conflicts are predominant.
I have three major requests to make to the decision and policy makers. The first one is that, this initiative of alternative conflict management approach is working, is solving problems. I think we will advise the government really to replicate this. First, try to preserve what has been achieved, but also try to replicate in other parts of the Northwest region, and why not in the entire country. Second thing is that, the Agro-Pastoral Commission actually is a very fundamental structure, in helping to resolve or manage the agro-pastoral sector. But it is not being funded, even though there's a provision in the decree creating them, but it's not being funded by the Ministry of Lands. It has never been put in the budget, and therefore the Agro-Pastoral Commission, headed by the divisional officer, is not able to work effectively to do all the things that they have been mandated to do by that decree. And therefore, one of our recommendations is that the government should fund this Agro-Pastoral Commission. They should put it in the annual budget of the country, so that the Agro-Pastoral Commission in the different subdivisions should be able to have resources to manage the agro-pastoral sector, rather than only reacting to the conflict. There are so many good things that they can do to regulate the sector, but they are not able to do it because they don't have resources. And this is going to help the communities, it's going to resolve poverty, because the farmers and the grazers will not sponsor the Agro-Pastoral Commission to go visit the locals or the conflict area to resolve the problem. My third request is that the government, has initiated a reform, a policy reform in the agro-pastoral sector. There's what they call the pastoral code, which they initiated some years back, and they made it in a very participative manner. So MBOSCUDA and other organizations and the people benefiting from this policy were involved in reviewing the policy. And some of the ideas of this project were taken into consideration. And therefore our request is that the government should hurry up to ensure that that policy actually is formulated into a law, so that it is applied, to manage the agro-pastoral sector, as the previous laws or decrees are a bit outdated.
For once, communities where farmers and graziers were at daggers drawn are accepting that land and water are limited and must be judiciously managed, not only for today's use, but for the needs of future generations.
So they have agreed that the grazier should pay 170,000 francs, which he has 170,000 francs. He has paid 100,000 francs already, and promising that last week he was going to pay the balance. And one very important issue in the matter is that they have agreed that next year they are going to do farming alliance in order to see that Madame Fang will have a good harvest.
The results are very, very outstanding, very, very clear. The approach is highly welcomed by the communities, is more sustainable, is more beneficial to the communities. It is working to bring peace, because government policy is to get people live in peace but also fight poverty. And that is exactly what this project is doing, helping to fight poverty, helping to bring peace among the local communities. And therefore the project is a success. Actually, it's a case study from research carried out by the external consultant evaluating this project. I think this is the only project that has this unique approach, and that has been carried out in the Northwest and not so many places in the world or in Africa.